Today I'm tackling a biggie, whether or not you should get health insurance for your Cavalier. I'm going to talk about is it worth it, how to choose an insurance company, what to look for in your Cavalier's coverage, and if you do decide to get pet insurance, at what age. Hi everyone, I'm Tanya Wilhelm and my little sidekick Dexter is taking his afternoon siesta. So full disclosure, I'm pro pet insurance, so I'm not hiding it. And I'm so glad that Dexter has insurance. He's now 14 and a half and he's had it since he's been a puppy. And it's been a lifesaver, and I really mean that. But let's get into the nuts and bolts on why I like pet insurance, what you should look for, and how it works. And even though I have pet insurance for Dexter, you're going to want to decide if pet insurance is right for your Cavalier, your dog, or even your cat. Today I'm going to cover some of the key points in pet insurance, and I'll discuss some of the highlights and lows in Dexter's journey with health insurance. You can think of pet insurance for your dog like a safety net. Whether there's a surprise injury or a hereditary condition that pops up, by having insurance for your Cavalier, you can focus on their care and their health and not have to worry so much about the bills or the expense that might come with that. And we do know that vet bills, especially specialists, can add up really quickly. Especially for our Cavaliers who have some hereditary conditions that can make those vet bills skyrocket. If you decide to get pet insurance, that doesn't mean that you don't have any medical bills, because pet insurance, like other insurances, will have yearly or monthly premiums, a yearly deductible, and usually a co-payment. But your overall medical costs could be drastically decreased. So typically pet parents will have a monthly premium or a yearly premium. Usually that's up to you. You might get a break if you pay yearly versus monthly. So when you're looking, do look into that. Similar to health insurance for humans, pet insurance policies vary in coverage options, deductibles, and premiums. Typically, pet parents pay a monthly or annual premium to the insurance provider in exchange for coverage. When their pet requires veterinary care, they can submit a claim to the insurance company along with the necessary paperwork, such as veterinary bills and medical records. Once the claim is approved, the insurance company reimburses the pet parent for eligible expenses minus your deductible. Now, when you're looking into pet insurance, especially for your Cavalier, you're going to want to consider your dog's potential medical needs. For instance, our Cavaliers are prone to MVD, Chiari malformation, eye problems, and some other issues. And not all pet insurance companies will cover hereditary conditions. So before choosing, do ensure that your insurance company is going to cover the ones that Cavaliers are prone to. But it's not just about hereditary conditions. You should consider looking for a health care plan that covers emergencies, specialty visits such as neurologists, cardiologists, and even veterinary behaviorists, because not all insurances will cover all of these. And if it's important to you to have this coverage, make sure that it's on your plan. You'll also want to look at and consider different coverage options. Different insurance companies and different insurance plans will offer different options. Makes sense, right? Just like human insurance. Some only cover emergencies, some only cover routine care, some cover specialists, some don't. Some cover alternative treatments such as acupuncture, laser therapy, or rehab, and some won't. And from my experience with Dexter, I am so glad that his insurance covers all that, because he has regular medications, he sees specialists, he has ongoing rehab sessions, he has regular laser treatments, acupuncture treatments, and all that's covered under his care. And when Dexter was diagnosed with his Chiari in 2012, he was diagnosed at a specialty hospital with an MRI, and that was $4,000. And at that time, his coverage was actually really high, so 90% of that was covered after our $200 deductible. So that was a big portion that didn't have to come out of my pocket. All I had to focus on during that time of stress, because it was high stress for his mama here, was getting Dexter the care that he needed. But unlike our insurance, pre-existing conditions typically aren't covered with pet insurance. This is why, for me, I think it's important that if you are going to get pet insurance, do it right away before there's an issue with your dog. Because once they have that document that, I think we have some heart issues, or maybe our patellas are a little slippy, once that's in their medical records, it's now pre-existing and it won't be covered if you get insurance after that fact. The other thing to look at when you're choosing insurance is deductibles, co-pays, and premiums. The deductible is what you're going to have to pay out of pocket, and typically that's per condition. So for example, Dexter has MVD, mitral valve disease, and he also has Chiari malformation. So those are 2 conditions. His deductible is per condition. Your premiums are how much you're going to have to pay for the insurance per year. And for some, again, you can pay yearly, some it can be broken down to monthly. And then your copay, if it's say 90%, it means that the insurance company is going to cover 90% and you cover 10%. And this will vary depending on the company and the coverage you choose or the coverage you have available to you. So how much is pet insurance going to cost you? Well, that depends. That depends on a lot of factors. It's going to vary on your breed of pet, your location, the age, the coverage you choose, and the insurance company. You can also expect that your premiums are going to raise each year. And unfortunately, I can tell you this from experience. When I purchased Dexter's insurance when he was a puppy, it was $35 a year. Very manageable, and his coverage was amazing. I had a $200 per condition deductible, which meant $200 I had to pay out of pocket per condition. And then they covered 90% of specialists, anything that Dexter needed medically. Now, at 14 and a half, it slowly increased and his coverage decreased. We are now at almost $250 a month, a $500 deductible, and only a 70% coverage. I know, right? That's a huge jump. Now, I will say that his insurance company also was bought out. So when we started in the beginning, it was under one brand and they sold out to another brand. So there was a little bit of change just in that sellout. I did actually talk to his insurance company to ask about that because we had a huge increase and a big dip in his coverage. And it was confirmed that because of how often I use it for Dexter, in other words, because I take such good care of him and I'm very proactive with his care, I did get penalized. So there is that, and I wasn't very happy, but it is what it is, and I'm glad I still have it. Needless to say, when I see a puppy in my future, this insurance company isn't going to be who I choose. So I have a few tips on how to choose a good pet insurance company. So the first thing you want to do is just start looking. Start digging around on the internet, check the customer reviews, look at what they cover, look at what the premiums are going to cost. Ask your dog's veterinarian because sometimes they have ins and outs and have first-hand experience with dealing with pet insurance companies that they might be able to give you a little feedback too. When I do welcome a puppy into my home and go to choose a pet care insurance, I am going to actually plug in the information as if my dog was a 10-year-old Cavalier because I think that's going to give me a little bit better of what the premiums are going to look like as he ages. Because a 1-year-old puppy and a 10-year-old dog, those premiums are going to probably be quite different, and I'd rather see what the higher end is going to end up costing me. So the big question is, am I glad that I got pet insurance for Dexter? And that is still a big yes. Because Dexter has some medical issues and he's on some medications, he actually has regular vet visits every 3 months, which includes blood work, a urinalysis, and a thyroid test. He also has daily medications for his Chiari malformation and his MVD. So even though he's got a high deductible and my premiums are high, we're still in the green. And that's not even taking into consideration he gets acupuncture, rehab, who knows what's going to happen as he ages, or if he's going to hurt himself. So in a nutshell, my opinion is pet insurance is definitely worth it. But you want to do your research. Make sure you find one that's going to be right for you, that fits into your budget, and that's going to cover what you might need to cover as your Cavalier ages. So I hope you found this video helpful. If you did, do give us a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel. You can click the bell icon. You'll be notified every time I upload a new video. And if you want to support our channel and the work that we do and dive deeper into your dog's behavior, training, and care, you can check out my private Patreon page. That link's below. And until next time, remember to pause and enjoy life with your Cavaliers, and we'll see you in the next video. Do I have any Cavalier King Charles Spaniel families out there? Do you want to connect with other Cavalier parents who truly get it? If so, make sure you join our vibrant and positive Cavalier Facebook group. Dexter and I can't wait to welcome you.